Dear students, in last videos, just I completed about the explanation of synthetic fibers. How many types of synthetic fibers we have? Nylon, rayon, acrylic and polyester. So the last one, coming to the last one, polyester. This polyester is very cheap and this fiber is very smooth and it is easily while preparing this polyester, the fiber is melted and spun. So due to this property, this polyester is used not only for the fibers, it is used, and while melting this polyester you can get the required shapes and the sizes, means you can get the different types of sizes and shapes. So due to this reason, this polyester, means the base material of this polyester, is used not only in the manufacture of fibers, it is used in the preparation of so many items, like from bottle to boat, whatever the objects in our surroundings. If you find out, most of the things are made up of plastics only. Most of the things are made up of plastics only. For example, if you find, just you collect different types of water bottles, different types of water bottles. See whether it is costly, cheaper or branded, whatever may be, just you collect the water bottles, and on each water bottle you observe at the bottom of the bottle. At the bottom of the bottle, if you observe, you can find a triangle symbol. You can find a triangle symbol, and in that triangle symbol you can find out the number 1. You can find out number 1. Here the number 1 indicates that bottle belongs to pet bottle. That bottle belongs to pet bottle. What is pet bottle? Here we can find out so many plastic items, not only the bottles. You can get different types of plastic item. So all these items, most of plastic items, here the triangle symbols are mentioned, and on that triangle symbols they given the numbers from 1 to 7. 1 to 7. So what are all these? Because all these plastic items are made of what type of polymers, or what are the combination of the materials, that you can find out. And due to these numbers, due to 1 to 7 triangle numbers, by using this we can use for the recycling of these plastic items. So that's why they're given on each, most of the items they're given the codes of each plastic item. So what are the numbers? They're given from 1 to 7. Now that codes will call it as resin identification codes. By using this, we can use for the recycling purpose. We can use for the recycling purpose. So how many triangles I said? 7. They are given 1 to 7. So when the triangle 1 represents that item, that plastic item called as PET or PETE. So PET means what? Polyethylene terephthalate. Polyethylene terephthalate. Next, triangle 2. What is triangle 2? That high density polyethylene. High density polyethylene means that these are the types of the polymers combinations. The combination of that. So they are given different numbers. And high density polyethylene, that shortcut we can call high HDP, and ethylene. Ethylene means what here? This. You can split it like this. So P and this is E. Next, coming to third, triangle 3. This indicates vinyl. See, like earlier we used the iron pipes for the water supply, or for the current, not for current connection, only for water supplies we use that iron pipes. Nowadays wherever you see, it is made up of plastics one only we are using. So that comes under PVC pipes. What is PVC pipes? Polyvinyl chloride, means they are made up of polyvinyl chloride. Next, coming to the triangle 4. Triangle 4 means it comes under low density polyethylene. So you have to split it. Polyethylene. So low density polyethylene. Next, 5. Polypropylene. Polypropylene. So polypropylene means like this, you have to split it P and P. PP. You can get it as PP. Next, 6. Polystyrene. Polystyrene means poly P and this yes, like this you can get. Now coming the last one, seventh one. Actually, seventh is not given a symbol in our textbook. So if they given any symbol, triangle symbol along with the 7 number, it comes under the combination of all this from 1 to 6, either a combination of 1 and 2, or 1 2 3 4, or 3 4 5 6, like that. It comes under the combination of 1 to 6. That all comes under the category 7. By using these resin codes, they can use for the recycling purpose, or some purposes they can use it. Now this one is very important, and 2 3 times they ask to write the resin identification codes, draw the resin identification codes, and name them. For 2 marks they ask. Next, coming to these plastics. These are all, if you observe in our surroundings, most of the items are made up of plastics only. Most of the items are made up of plastics only. For example, when you, if you start your daily activities, you start with your brushing. Brush is made up of plastic, and paste you can get in the plastic tubes. Soap box made up of plastic. While taking bath, that plastic bucket, plastic mug. Then after that, if you eat, sorry, for eating purpose, you can use, you're using nowadays, most of the families they're using, because the plastic items are very cheaper than the metal containers. Plastic plates, plastic glasses, plastic spoons, plastic boxes, plastic water bottles, and plastic pouches, plastic pens, plastic cell covers. Now for the cell phones we are getting so many different types of covers. Most of the covers are made up of plastic only. And TV, radio, and cell phones, all most of the things. And when you go to the kitchen, most of the boxes or the containers are made up of plastics only. So it is occupied in our life wherever you go. Without plastic item, do you have any room, or do you have any space? You can find out at least 10 items which are made up of plastics. So that becomes a part of our life. That plastic is becoming a part of our life. So what are plastics now? What are plastics? Plastic, like we discussed the in what are that synthetic fibers. So synthetic fibers and that synthetic fibers, coming to the polyester, all the synthetic fibers are made up of polymers, or it contains polymers. What are polymers? Polymers are nothing but combination of monomers. Like coming to this plastic items, there are also polymers means it contains monomers. So it has an arrangement of monomers. In this plastic, the arrangement of monomers are of two types. In the plastic items, the arrangement of monomers, we discussed earlier the bead chain polymer. So now the same arrangement of monomers in the plastics, they are arranged in the two forms. So the first one is like this. Suppose if you take, this is a monomer, these monomers side by side they will attach like this. So this type of arrangement, we'll call it as linear arrangement. Like this, many monomers are joined and they will form a long chain. So that arrangement, we'll call it as a linear arrangement. The another one is cross-linked arrangement. That another one is cross-linked arrangement. Means when you take a monomer, to this monomer, many monomers are joined, like all the four sides. Like this, many monomers are joined. Such type of monomer, such type of arrangement, will call it as cross-linked arrangement. See, once again I am repeating, in the plastics the arrangement of the monomers are of two types: linear arrangement and cross-link arrangement. And the 1 marks or 2 marks, they asked so many times, draw the shapes of linear arrangement and the cross-link arrangement of the plastics, the monomers of a plastic. So you must draw these two. Okay, now one more example I'll give you. For example, here I have two bottles. I have so many bottles like this, I have. So if you observe here, I can't show, but I'll try. Here if you observe, it is given as number 1 only. Here one triangle symbol is given, and in that triangle symbol the number is given 1. And if you find, suppose if you take these two bottles, this is known as shaking purpose, like juices and all they are using. We are using this. Now this is the drinking bottle, and when you observe at the bottom of these bottles and this one, the triangle symbols are given. So here the triangle, and here the triangle symbol is given as number 5. It is given as number 5, and it was mentioned as PP is mentioned here. I can't show. See, can you see? Can you see? That you can, it is I can't see, but here it is mentioned, the symbol is given. So this PP is given, and comes under PP, comes under triangle 5, and this water bottle comes under number 1. So take these two bottles and pour very hot water in these two. Pour very hot water and observe which bottle is deformed, which bottle gets deformed. You observe, definitely this bottle is deformed, and there is no change in this bottle. Why? Both are plastics only, both are plastics only. Why there is a change in this shape, and why you can't see any change in this bottle? When you observe, some plastic bottles are there, when you pour any hot liquid water or something, that shape is deformed. So such type of plastics comes under thermoplastics. Actually I said plastics are of two types, arrangement. Based on this, when the monomers are arranged like this, like straight line chains, that linear arrangement is, you can observe in thermoplastics. You can observe in thermoplastic, or otherwise this type of arrangement you can observe in a plastic. That plastic will call it as thermoplastic. What are thermoplastics? What are thermoplastics? Plastics which get deformed. Plastics which get deformed easily on heating, or it can change the shape, or it can bend. So such a type of plastics are known as thermoplastics. So for this thermoplastics, you can give the examples, so many examples you can give. All the PET bottles comes under this thermoplastics only. And in this thermoplastics, in our daily life, we can use we can prepare, like preparation of the toys, and in the kitchen, so many, most of the containers, most of the cheap containers or low cost items are made up of this thermoplastics only. Now coming to the another type, thermosetting plastic. Another one is thermosetting plastic. The first one is thermoplastics, another one is thermosetting plastic. What is thermosetting plastic? Here the monomers are arranged like crosswise, cross-linked. Due to this cross-linked, this plastic gets very strong shape. That plastic gets that shape is very hard. That material becomes very hard. When you're trying, suppose you take that this type of plastic item, when you burn it, it is not melting. It is not melting, while it is very hard to melt also. But some plastic items, when you try to burn it, easily that plastic items are melting, burning and melting. But this type of plastics, it is very difficult. And once if you design a shape, then you cannot change that shape again. By melting, you cannot change that shape. It cannot be remolded. These plastic items are cannot be remolded. But this linear arrangement plastics, that you can melt it and you can use for different types of shapes and required shapes. But these cross linked, this comes under thermosetting plastics. What are thermosetting plastics? These plastics which they're not deforming, they're not molded once, which molded ones cannot be softened by heating. That the plastics are comes under thermosetting plastic. So in this thermosetting plastics, there are two types, backlight and melamine. If you observe, I think, did you observe or not, in the malls, when you observe that on that particularly they are given one name. These are the melamine products, these are the backlight products, like the like dinner sets and all. In that they used to, they mentioned like that, by using that names, melamine products and what are that, one more is backlight product. So there are two types, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. And in the thermosetting plastics, we can take the example of Tupperware items. You see nowadays micro ovens are in that micro ovens, they're using the plastic items. Generally the plastic items, when you heat it, they should melt. But these plastic items are not melting, so they're using in the cooking purpose. So all that comes under this thermosetting plastic. Okay.